Today I'm going to show you Weebly. Weebly is what I use to create my classroom website. It is easy to use. There's a lot of drag and drop. There's also a lot of copy and paste. So if you know how to drag and drop items and you know how to copy and paste, you can have a classroom website up and running in no time. You will need to sign up for the service. You can sign up either with your Facebook account or with an email that you have. You do probably need to verify your account with them before you get started. Once you have done that, you'll need to log in. Once you have signed into your Weebly account, you'll want to add a site. As you can see, I have a couple of projects going here, and this one's my classroom website. To add a site, it's pretty easy. If you're on the free account, you only get 3 websites that you can use. If you're on the pro version, which I am, you can have several, as you can see, websites going, or projects. So you'll click Add a Site. And it takes just a moment. You'll want to name your site and say what kind of website this is going to be. So I'm just going to name it Test. You can name it your name, you can name it your name classroom website, whatever you want to call it. If it's for educational, you do want to pick education. And you can say teacher, class project, school information, other, depending on what type of website you are building. And then you'll continue. This is where you can pick your domain name. Your domain name is going to be your URL. For the free one, you'll want the one that says Weebly. If you already have a domain that you've already paid for and you want to switch over to Weebly, the middle one is where you'll enter that. If you want to get your own domain name, you'll want to do the bottom one, and that will cost you money. So we'll stay with the free one. And if it's already taken, it'll tell you. Jeez. And if it's available, you'll get the green check mark. Once you have the green check mark, you're ready to continue. This is where you can pick your theme. You'll want to go to design, and depending on your Weebly account, your design may be up at the top or over here on the side. So you go to design, and then this is where you can pick your theme. To see all themes, I would click on all themes, and you can see all the different themes. The one with the star are favorites, so I have tagged several that are my favorites, and you can pick the one that will work for you. Some of the buttons go across and some of the buttons go onto the side, so depending on what you want your website to look and feel, you'll need to keep that in mind. Some of the templates you can change color, so I am going to pick this one. And I'll say preview. I like this one, so I'm going to say use this theme. And you'll notice it all changed over. I have nothing on my website. I will have to drag and drop my elements or my parts of my website. So to do that, you'll need to go to Elements. Home page is your home base. This is where you start everything off. This is the main page that everybody will go to. These are your elements. You have basic elements, you have multimedia elements. This is where you can add a slideshow, photo gallery. If you get a pro account, you can add audio and video. You can even add YouTube videos. we were doing revenue, you could do that. Under more is where you can add custom HTML, you can add a divider, you can add a poll, content form, social icons if your a classroom has a Twitter account or a Facebook page. And then there's buttons that you can add. You can do forms and surveys depending on what you want on your website. We are going to start with the basic. All you do is look at which one you want. Do you want to add a title and some writing? Do you want a picture and some writing, or do you just want a picture? Do you want a title all over it? You can do columns. I like to do columns to split up my page. So I literally drag and drop. In your columns, if you hover over it, you can see I can have 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, or 5. I like to do 2 columns. I like to have this one a little smaller and this one a little bigger. I want a picture here. I want some text here. So you literally just drag and drop. To get your pictures, you click on the image itself. It's going to ask you to either drag a photo here, upload a photo, search for a photo. Usually I upload. And let's see, what photo do I want to add? Add me wearing my Google glasses there. Voila, and you can shrink your picture, make it bigger depending on what you want. If you click on your photo, you can say center, left, right, depending on your layout. And this is where you would type in your text. So forth. To change this, if you want to modify, this is a really nice theme, but if you want to change this main picture, you have choices. You can edit the image. You can go over here and you can say you want a short header. This is called your header. You want it to be a landing page or no header at all, depending on what you want. If you do landing page, it's going to change your picture just a little bit, and it's going to give you this on the side where you can put maybe a description of your classroom, and then if you had, say, a teaching blog or a school website, you can link back to it. This button stays there. If you do a short header, it's going to change your image to be shorter. Or you can say no header. You can edit your image, so if there's an image that you want to use, you just follow the directions, clicking the buttons, finding your picture. So I want to use this picture right here. Whoops. This picture right here. You can add text to your header. If you have a pro account, you can do a slideshow, just depending on what you want your website to feel like. Okay, once your picture is loaded, you can crop it, you can rotate it, you can do some effects up here, you can move it around, saying I want this part up here, I want most of this as my header. Once you have your header the way you want, you're going to say OK. And then you have choices. Do you just want it to save to this page only? Do you want all your pages this way? Do you just want to select pages? I'm going to say save to all pages. Voila, my header's there. You can add social icons up here, so if you have a classroom page for Facebook, you can add that. If you have a Twitter account for your classroom or teacher Twitter account, you can add that. If you don't want them, you just exit them out. You can add a little text here. So you'll modify your pages the way you want. To get more than one page, this is our home page, you are going to click on Pages. This will give you to your place where you manage your page. To add a page, you'll click Add Page. You can choose your header layout. You can choose if you want it to be a standard page like your home page, you want it to be more like a blog, or if you are linking to an external site, you can do that. I'm going to say standard page. Classroom rules. I'm going to do the short header, and I'll say save. Now I have my classroom rules. I have my home. If I go back to my pages, saying I don't want this to be a button on it, I want it to be under home, you can move that so you can have a tier system. You just kind of have to play around and decide how you want your classroom website to be. Once you have all your pages and you have it all organized the way you want, you'll want to publish your website. I'm not going to publish this one since it's a test. Once you have published it, you'll get your URL, and I'll go back out so you can see the URLs. All of these are your URLs. This is what you'll want to share with your students and your parents. So I'm going to click on my classroom one. Your URL will be up here at the top. You can see on my website I have a home, I have procedures, social studies, computer apps, keyboarding, and then when I hover over them I have other pages too. So really it depends on what you want on your classroom website. I try to make mine as interactive as possible. I added buttons, I've added video, I've added a slideshow, I added my classroom calendar. If you need more help creating your Weebly, feel free to contact me. My Twitter handle is KatieAnn_76.